Hello, my fellow makeup enthusiasts. Welcome back to my perfectly healthy expression of makeup enthusiasm. My name is Lainey, and today we're going to be talking about the brand spanking new Colourpop Strawberry Shake goodies. Now, I only got the palette and one of the Jelly Matte shadows. I didn't feel like I needed a blush. I don't particularly like Colourpop lip gloss, so I didn't go for the lip gloss. I think they may have had something else in the collection. Whatever this is, I didn't get that either. And I'm gonna start with the Jelly Matte shadow called Strawberry Jelly. You can't always be super creative, but I think that that's appropriate. Get out of the light. Look at that packaging. You know, I'm not always a sucker for packaging, but man, that is cute. I guess that's the external packaging. What is that called? And I'm just gonna do a swatch on the back of my hand. Does that show up? I really like this shade. I feel like it's almost more of a coral than a pink. Really, really like this. And you're gonna see me use this later on in the video. And here is the palette. It does have that hard plastic packaging, just like I think all of the monochromatic palettes have this type of plastic packaging. I don't love it, but I will put up with it because the shadows are very good, at least from the two palettes that I have, the two monochromatic palettes that I have. The other one's a pink palette too, so we'll get into that in a little bit. But here is what the inside looks like. This looks like a softer little sister to the Ooh La La palette. I do find that they are different, and I'm going to compare them in a bit, but I'm gonna do some swatches. We're gonna start by swatching my Milkshake, Whipped, and Woke. So these three colors I'm gonna swatch on this arm. And then we have Paper Straw, Take a Sip, and Delish. And these shadows do have kick up. I'm gonna complain about that several times. Actually, it's not really a complaint, it's just an observation. So here's what we have so far. Is that showing up? And my second favorite shade in the palette next to Take a Sip is Berry Fine. We also have Daiquiri and Shake It Up. So we're gonna swatch them, and then I will be finished with this extremely awkward part of the video. Are those showing up? Do I need to turn my lights down? Let's try that. I'm not sure. I think that may have made it worse. Hey, editing Lainey, crop this a little bit. Here we go. And then I'm going to off camera, don't worry, I will not put you through the torture of watching me struggle swatch again. I'm gonna swatch the Ooh La La palette on this arm, so we're gonna compare the two. Just in case you're thinking that these two palettes are super similar, I'm actually not sure. I wanna see them side by side just as much as you do. Boom, here we go, Strawberry Shake and Ooh La La. I feel like the shades that really pop from the Ooh La La palette pop more than the poppin' shades in the Strawberry Shake palette, but I feel like the dull shades in the Ooh La La palette are duller than the dull shades in the Strawberry Shake palette, if that makes sense. And when I say dull, I just mean more neutral, softer, whatever, blending shades, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to do this whole cutesy thing where I did a whole strawberry theme, and I had like a strawberry pin and strawberry earrings and like a strawberry beret, and I couldn't find anything except for this strawberry bath bomb from Lush. Speaking of Lush, do we have any other Lushies out there? Because I just scored a really cool item from Lush, like limited edition, had to get it from Hong Kong. Fucking amazing. If you guys want to see a video about that, comment down below. So this is the only strawberry paraphernalia that I could scrounge up, and it's gonna go in the bathtub this evening with me because it smells amazing. They used to only have this in a massage bar that came out around Valentine's Day, and then they finally got around to making a bath bomb. I love this scent. I'm actually a big fan of strawberries. I love strawberry scent, I love strawberry color, so I really like this palette, and I am wearing it, and actually I have been wearing this palette. I have been wearing this eye look for about, what time is it? I've been wearing this look for about 5.5 hours now. So if that gives you any idea of the staying power, I mean, Colourpop, you know, we all know Colourpop is good. So let's go ahead and get into the look. Time to start playing with the products. I apologize if I look a little groggy, if I look a little grungy. It is early in the morning. I did film this section of the video before the intro, as most of us do. I am going to start with the Jelly Much Shadow, and I'm going to kind of use this as a primer. If you've watched me before, you know that I like to do this. It may not work for everybody. To me, it makes the shadows really pop. At any rate, I'm just playing at this point. This is a first impressions, so I'm just gonna do what I do. Yep, that's what happens when I close my right eye. Blind in this eye, not blind in this eye. If I close this eye, I can't see shit. So I have to keep it a little bit open, which makes my application a little uneven. The last time I tried to film this video, I was mostly using Colourpop brushes, since this is a video about a Colourpop palette, but it didn't quite work. I love Colourpop's brushes, but for the look that I was going for, they didn't work, so I'm using what I know works. I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light eye brush, and I'm starting with my Milkshake. And when I first filmed this video, I tried to rap a little bit of that song, and man, I sounded white. I've already been made fun of a little bit for being white. I'm not putting myself through that again, and I'm not subjecting you guys to that, because I love you. And I'm not really sure that this shadow shade is really standing out from the Jelly Much, so we're gonna put other shades on. Instead of going in with another pink shade, I'm gonna go in with this orange shade called Berry Fine. This shade alone makes me feel like I really don't need to get the Orange You Glad palette, because they have a shimmer shade in that palette, and that's really the only reason that I was attracted to that palette, and I feel like I've got a really good orange shimmer in the Strawberry Shade palette. Okay, I think that's giving us some contrast. Good. And then I'm gonna take my Revolution Cut Crease canvas. I'm gonna cut my crease a little bit. Obviously, I'm not gonna do the full cut crease. I don't do that. I do a janky version of a cut crease. And now I'm taking this shimmer shade Delish. I've got some things to say about it. I tried to play with it yesterday and I had some problems. We'll get to that. But in case you didn't know, you know. Obviously you know, but I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the cut crease. It was originally developed to flatter hooded eyes, and so I ignored it for a long time because my eyes are not hooded. My eyes are deep set. But then I realized that if I only cut kind of the inner third of the eye and keep this inner third really, really light and shimmery, that helps to bring my eyes out of the shadow, because my eyes are pretty damn big. And because they're because they're deep set, because my brow cast a very heavy shadow over my eyes, and then I have bangs to boot, but that's my choice. I find that sometimes my eyes kind of get lost, or I look a little ghoulish, or I look a little sick if I don't really brighten up this inner third. So that's what I do. And this shade Delish is the type of shimmer shade that I don't love. I feel like it's adding some texture to my eyelid, which is a big pet peeve of mine, but that has always been the case with me. If I put on eyeshadow, if I pile on eyeshadow, if I put on too many colors, or if I lay it on a little bit too thick, I find that it adds texture. And now I'm old, but this happened to me even when I was in my 20s. I didn't like to wear a lot of eyeshadow because, I mean, even more than a couple of layers, and it really aged my eyes and it really added texture. So what I had to do yesterday to get the texture to go away a little bit, I just had to use my pinky finger and smooth it out. So I find that there are shimmer shades that are very textured, and then there are shimmer shades that are very smooth. I'm thinking of the Jawbreaker shade in Jeffree Star's Jawbreaker palette. That shade is a smooth shimmer. The Colourpop shimmers tend to be a little texturized. Okay, so we're just gonna clean up a little bit of this fallout. Like I said, it's not bad. It's really not bad at all. And then, is it perfectly even? I can't tell. It's probably not, but I'm gonna throw on some lashes, and once the lashes are on, you're not gonna be able to tell that my shadow is uneven. Oh, but before I do my lashes, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with my eyeliner, because I did this yesterday and it looked, in my opinion, really cool. I'm using the Kat Von D Technicolor Crayon, the blue shade. So yeah, that looks sloppy as shit right now. I'm gonna go clean it up. I'm gonna throw on some lashes. I'll be right back. So I think this is about as good as it's gonna get. I'm happy with it. It's not perfect. If you never expect perfection from me, you will never be disappointed. So I try to not expect perfection from myself, especially when it comes to getting my makeup perfect. I like this. I like this palette. It's easy to work with. The kick up is pretty bad, but the fallout is pretty minimal. So I'll wrap up and give you all of my final thoughts in just a minute. I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna do the rest of my face. I'm gonna get dressed. I'm heading out to see The Kitchen in a couple of hours. I'm so in the mood for that movie. I tried to see it Tuesday, but the theater was closed because it was flooded. I live in Houston, so that explains a lot, right? And here is the finished look. I don't know why I did this big dramatic reveal because you've already seen the eye makeup and the rest of it is not all that exciting. I actually didn't even put any foundation or powder on today because my skin is threatening to break out. I'm in the bad place hormonally. So I'm actually getting my hormone levels checked. Yesterday I was in such a rush. I think that's why the video didn't come out well and I didn't notice that the camera wasn't even rolling because I was going to the doctor. So I'm getting my hormones checked. We're gonna see what's up with that. You don't care. You care about the makeup. Anyway, this is how it looks. I know it's not super dramatic, but I personally like it. And yeah, I know my hair looks like crap. I'm trying to avoid putting heat on my hair, and so it's just gonna be gnarly for a little bit. You know, sometimes when your hair's acting up or your skin's acting up, the best thing to do is just kind of leave it alone. So, the Strawberry Shake palette. I think that this is a really good palette. I think if you're into pink eyeshadow, if you want some darker pinks, some more hot pinks, and some softer pinks, and you even get an orange right here, and then you get a shimmer that wasn't my favorite, but it might work really well for a lot of people. We all have different eyes. I think that this is a really good palette. I mean, it's $12. I wasn't super into any of the monochromatic palettes that have been coming out lately. The last monochromatic palette that I bought was the Ooh La La, and I know that I already said that these are different enough to justify me having this one and Ooh La La. I think that this is a good palette. Do I think it's the best thing that I've tried lately? No. Do I think that it's worth $12? Abso-fucking-lutely. Anyway, I gotta get out the door and get to the movie, so that wraps it up for today. As always, thank you so very much for joining me. Subscribe. I would love to get to know you guys better. I would love to see those numbers grow just a little bit. Follow me on Instagram. I will follow you back. Throw me a pity like, give me some encouragement to make some more videos. Very special shout out to you if you are watching this video on the toilet. And until next time, stay adorably obsessed with makeup.